Don't become a victim of yourself. Let that settle for a moment. Because this is not about what life does to you. It's about what you do to yourself. Life is tough. Yes. But most suffering doesn't come from life. It comes from poor thinking, poor habits, poor decisions, repeated daily. You see, the greatest danger is not failure. It's not rejection. It's not bad luck. The greatest danger is learning to live with excuses. And once a person becomes comfortable with excuses, they slowly become a victim, not of the economy, not of their past, not of other people, but a victim of their own philosophy. I've learned something over the years. You can't change what happens to you, but you can change what happens within you. And that's where everything begins. Because the moment you say, "It's not my fault," you give away your power. The moment you blame, you surrender control. And the moment you surrender control, you stop growing. Now listen carefully. You don't get paid for what you intend to do. You get paid for what you do. You don't become strong by wishing. You become strong by deciding, and you don't become a victim overnight. You become one by lowering your standards, by tolerating weakness, by accepting less than you're capable of. One small excuse at a time. We must all suffer one of two pains. The pain of discipline or the pain of regret. And regret, that's the favorite companion of the victim mindset. This message is not here to judge you. It's here to wake you up. Because buried under every excuse is unused potential. Buried under every complaint is a responsibility ignored. And buried under every victim story is a powerful human being who forgot their strength. This is about reclaiming that strength. This is about saying, from today forward, I will no longer explain my life. I will improve it. So stay with me, because if you're willing to listen, to reflect, to change, you won't just stop being a victim of yourself. You'll become the architect of your future. Let's begin. Don't become a victim of yourself. It starts small, almost invisible. A little excuse here, a tiny complaint there. You say, "I can't do it because," and before you know it, your life begins to shrink. Not because life is cruel, but because your thinking became small. Victim thinking is subtle. It sneaks in quietly. It disguises itself as fairness. It whispers, "It's not your fault." And you nod, and you believe it. Here's the truth. Blaming others feels safe. It feels justified. It gives you permission not to act, not to grow, not to take responsibility. The major value in life is not what you get. The major value in life is what you become. And every time you blame, every time you make an excuse, you stop becoming. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine a man who complains about his job every day. He says, "My boss doesn't appreciate me. The company doesn't pay me enough. Life is unfair." And he's right. Maybe it is unfair. But here's what he misses. Every complaint is a choice. Every excuse is a brick in a wall he builds around himself. He's not a victim of his boss. He's a victim of his own thinking. Because complaining keeps him from learning. It keeps him from acting. It keeps him small. Victim thinking always begins in the mind. It's a pattern of thought, a habit of seeing yourself as powerless. You cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction. And the direction begins here in how you see yourself. If you see yourself as weak, if you see life as something that happens to you, then you will never rise. Victim thinking is also emotional. It's fear. Fear of failure. Fear of rejection. Fear of taking responsibility. And here's the dangerous part. You can't always see it in yourself. Because it's comfortable. It's familiar. It's easier to complain than to act. So how does it begin? It begins when you lower your standards. When you say, "I can't do it. I'm not ready. I'll try later." It begins when you tolerate laziness. When you accept mediocrity. When you allow small, negative thoughts to control your day. And then, slowly, it grows. Excuse by excuse. Complaint by complaint. Fear by fear. Before long, you're living a life you don't want. Not because the world trapped you, but because you trapped yourself. Here's something I want you to see clearly. Success is predictable. It's not luck. It's not magic. It's not what happens to you. It's what you do about what happens to you. Victim thinking is a choice. Yes, even though it feels like a trap, you still choose it every time you blame, complain, or avoid responsibility. Now, don't get me wrong. Life is hard. Things go wrong. People will disappoint you. Circumstances will be unfair. But those are facts. They are external. Your reaction is internal. And that's the power you always have. You may not control life, but you can control how you respond. Think of it this way. Life is like a river. The river doesn't change its course for you. Sometimes it's calm. Sometimes it's rough. You can choose to fight it. You can choose to sink. Or you can learn to navigate it. Victim thinking is standing still, yelling at the river, wishing it were different. Strength is learning to steer your own boat. We must all suffer one of two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. And a victim suffers both. They suffer from fear. They suffer from inaction. They suffer from a life not fully lived. So today, notice your thinking. Notice the little excuses. Notice the blame. Because awareness is the first step. The next step is choice. The step after that is action. You don't have to be a victim. You don't have to live in regret. You don't have to let small thoughts and fears decide your life. It begins with one thought. I am responsible. I am in control. I will not be my own victim. And if you hold that thought and act on it, your life begins to change. Victim thinking is sneaky, but your mind is stronger. Your will is stronger. Your life is yours to design. And that, my friend, is where it all starts. Let me tell you something important. You don't have to be a victim. Not ever. But stopping the cycle begins with awareness. Most people think life makes them a victim. The economy, their parents, their circumstances, their boss, their luck. And yes, life is often unfair. But here's the truth. Life doesn't make you a victim. Your thinking does. The first step to freedom is recognizing the trap, noticing the excuses, observing the complaints, listening to the small voice that says, I can't. Once you see it, you can change it. Don't wish for less problems. Wish for more wisdom. Stop. Think about that. Because the wisest people don't escape problems. They outgrow them. They stop being prisoners of circumstance. They stop blaming life. They stop letting fear run the show. So how do you do it? First, take responsibility. And I don't mean just for the big things. I mean for the small things. Your words, your thoughts, your daily habits, your time. If you're blaming someone else, or wishing things were different, or complaining about what's out of your control, you've already begun to make yourself a victim. Responsibility is the antidote. You cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction. Start steering. It may feel uncomfortable because you've been used to blaming, used to complaining, used to excuses, but discomfort is growth. It's the price you pay to stop being a victim. Next, examine your standards. Low standards invite victim thinking. When you tolerate mediocrity, when you accept less than you deserve, when you allow yourself to drift through the day without purpose, you are already surrendering. Victims live with low expectations. They are satisfied with small results. They wait for someone else to rescue them. Stop waiting. Raise your standards. Decide today, I will not accept less than I am capable of. I will demand more from myself. I will be the person I need to be to create the life I want. Now, notice your self-talk. The stories you tell yourself are powerful. They can make you a victim in minutes. A single thought, I can't do this, repeated over and over, will shape your day, your week, your life. Change the story. Tell yourself, I am capable. I am responsible. I will take the next step, no matter how small. Success is neither magical nor mysterious. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying basic fundamentals. Victims avoid fundamentals. They skip small disciplines. They procrastinate. They blame. They hope. Strength builds when you show up, even when you don't feel like it, even when it's hard, even when life is unfair. Another critical step: choose your associations wisely. Victim thinking is contagious. Spend time with complainers, and you'll catch the disease. Surround yourself with thinkers, doers, and people who take responsibility, and you'll begin to rise. Your environment shapes your mind. Your habits shape your character. Your character shapes your life. And finally, learn to act immediately. The more you delay, the more excuses grow, the more fear grows. The more you allow the victim mindset to take root, action breaks the cycle. Even small actions, even imperfect steps. Every decision to move forward is a decision against victimhood. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Discipline is also the bridge between being a victim and being the master of your life. Remember, it's not what happens to you that makes you a victim. It's what you allow yourself to become in response. If life knocks you down, rise. If circumstances are difficult, adapt. If fear whispers, act anyway. You are stronger than the excuses you make. You are more capable than the stories you tell yourself. You are bigger than the problems you face. Stop waiting for someone else to save you. Stop blaming. Stop wishing. And start doing. One thought, one decision, one action at a time. For things to change, you must change. For things to get better, you must get better. That's how you stop being a victim. It's a daily choice, a conscious decision, a commitment to yourself. And when you choose it, you begin to reclaim your power. You begin to reclaim your life. You begin to become who you were always meant to be. Stop being a victim of yourself. Start being the architect of your own destiny. Because the moment you decide, you've already begun to win. Responsibility. It's a word that carries weight. It's a word that defines a life. And yet, most people run from it. They say, it's not my fault. They blame others. They blame circumstances. They blame the past. And in doing so, they surrender their future. Here's the truth. No one else can live your life. No one else can make your decisions. No one else can steer your ship. You cannot change what happens to you, but you can change what happens within you. Reclaiming personal responsibility is the act of taking your life into your own hands. It's the choice to stop blaming, the choice to stop complaining, the choice to stop being a victim. And it begins with 4 practical steps. Step 1, take ownership of your thoughts. Everything starts in the mind. Your thoughts shape your actions. Your actions shape your habits. Your habits shape your destiny. If you tell yourself, I can't, then you've already failed. Instead, ask better questions. What can I do? How can I improve? What lesson is here for me? Notice your language. Notice the stories you tell yourself. Victims say, I can't. Leaders say, I will figure it out. Your mind is the command center. Control it, or it will control you. Step 2, take ownership of your actions. Thoughts without action are useless. Plans without action are fantasies. Excuses without action are chains. If you want to reclaim responsibility, start doing. Do what you know you should do. Do the small disciplines you've been avoiding. Do the work others won't. Even when you don't feel like it. Even when it's uncomfortable. Even when life isn't fair. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Every choice to act strengthens you. Every choice to delay strengthens excuses. The difference between a victim and a victor is simply action. Step 3, take ownership of your time. Time is the great equalizer. Everyone has the same 24 hours. What separates people is how they use it. Victims waste time. They scroll endlessly. They procrastinate. They fill their days with noise instead of purpose. Responsible people guard their time. They schedule their priorities. They work consistently. They invest in themselves. Imagine your life as a garden. Time is the soil. Choices are the seeds. Discipline is the water. What you plant today, you harvest tomorrow. Neglect it, and weeds take over. Take responsibility for your time, and you take responsibility for your life. Step 4, take ownership of your results. Here's the part most people avoid: results. Results are the mirror of responsibility. If your life isn't where you want it to be, it's time to stop blaming and start reflecting. Ask yourself, what choices led me here? What habits created this outcome? What can I do differently starting today? Responsibility is not punishment. It's empowerment. It's the understanding that you can control your destiny. We must all suffer one of two pains: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Victims suffer regret. Leaders embrace discipline. The moment you claim responsibility, you stop being at the mercy of circumstances. You stop waiting for someone to save you. You stop blaming. And the moment you stop blaming, you regain your power. Let me give you a simple analogy. Life is a ship. Victims drift aimlessly, blaming the winds. Responsible people set the sails. They steer. They adjust. They navigate storms. And eventually, they reach their destination. But here's the key. The captain doesn't wait for perfect weather. They take control now. They act now. They choose to lead. And that is exactly what reclaiming personal responsibility is about. Take ownership of your thoughts. Take ownership of your actions. Take ownership of your time. Take ownership of your results. Do this consistently, and you will no longer be a victim of yourself. You will be the master of your life. You will be the architect of your future. For things to change, you must change. For things to get better, you must get better. So today, start with awareness. Then choose action. Then invest your time wisely. Then claim your results. Responsibility is not a burden. It is freedom. It is power. It is the only path to a life worth living. And when you walk that path, you will realize something remarkable. The victim you thought you were was never real. It was only a habit. And habits can be broken. Take control. Reclaim your life. Step into the strength you were always meant to have. Because a life of responsibility is a life of freedom. Setbacks. We all face them. Life is full of them. Sometimes they come suddenly. Sometimes slowly. Sometimes softly, almost unnoticed. Until you realize, I've been knocked off course. And your first reaction? Frustration, disappointment, anger, self-pity. Yes, it's natural to feel that way. But here's what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. The extraordinary sees setbacks as something else. Opportunity, a lesson, a step forward. Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. That's exactly what setbacks do. They don't make life worse. They make you better if you allow them. Most people never see this. They see a problem and stop. They see failure and fold. They let circumstance define them. But there's a better way. Here's how you can turn setbacks into setups for growth. Step 1, change your perspective. The first step is to see the setback differently. Stop asking, why me? Start asking, what is this teaching me? Every setback carries a lesson. Every failure contains hidden wisdom. Every obstacle is a mirror reflecting what you need to improve. Think of a blacksmith. He doesn't complain about the hammer or the fire. He uses them to shape the steel. Life is your forge. The challenges you face are the hammer. The difficulties are the fire. And you are the steel. Strong, resilient, capable of being shaped into something remarkable. Step 2, analyze. Don't internalize. A setback isn't a reflection of your worth. It's simply information, a signal, a guidepost. When something goes wrong, pause, reflect. Ask yourself, what caused this? What can I control? What can I do differently next time? Victims internalize setbacks. They see themselves as failures. They let one mistake define a lifetime. Winners analyze setbacks. They extract lessons. They adjust their plan. They grow stronger. Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. Every setback is an education if you're willing to learn. Step 3, take action to adapt. Seeing the lesson is not enough. Understanding the problem is not enough. You must act. The strongest people don't dwell. They adapt. They adjust. They implement what they learned immediately. Even small action matters. Even imperfect action matters. Every step forward pushes the setback further behind you. Imagine a wave pushing a boat off course. If you don't adjust the sails, you drift. If you do adjust, the wind becomes your ally. Setbacks are like that wind. They will push you one way or another. Adjust your sails. Use the energy to move toward your goals. Step 4, build resilience through repetition. The last step is to use setbacks to build resilience. Every challenge strengthens you. Every failure toughens your mind. Every obstacle teaches patience, perseverance, and persistence. Resilience isn't something you have or don't have. It's something you build repeatedly, day by day. Think of a tree in the wind. It bends, it sways, it loses a few leaves, but with every storm, it grows stronger. Its roots go deeper. Its trunk becomes sturdier. You are like that tree. Each setback strengthens you if you allow it. Each difficulty develops courage, wisdom, and endurance. We must all suffer one of two pains: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Setbacks are part of discipline. Victims avoid them. Winners embrace them. Now, let me tell you something crucial. You don't need a perfect life to be successful. You don't need constant victories. You don't need smooth roads. What you need is perspective. What you need is action. What you need is the willingness to turn every failure into a step forward. Life will knock you down. It's inevitable. But you are not defined by the fall. You are defined by the rise. Rise with intention. Rise with wisdom. Rise with the understanding that this moment, this setback, is your setup, because growth isn't comfortable. It isn't easy. It isn't supposed to be. Growth is forged in discomfort. Strength is built in adversity. And greatness is created in the moments when others quit. Success is predictable. It's not luck. It's not magic. It's hard work, discipline, and the courage to keep going. So when life gives you a setback, don't curse it. Don't avoid it. Don't fear it. Step into it. Learn from it. Use it. Grow from it. Because the next time you face difficulty, you will not only survive, you will thrive. And the person you become will be someone stronger, wiser, and more capable than you ever imagined. Setbacks are not the enemy. They are the teacher. They are the forge. They are the ladder to your strength. Step up. Turn the fall into a rise. And let life's challenges make you remarkable. Imagine this. A single day, not special, not extraordinary. Just a day like any other. And yet, the choices you make today can change everything. The day you stop blaming, the day you stop complaining, the day you stop excusing yourself, that day is the day everything begins to shift. Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. You see, it's not magic. It's not luck. It's simple, consistent decisions. Decisions to take responsibility. Decisions to rise above excuses. Decisions to become the person capable of designing your own future. When you stop being a victim of yourself, something remarkable happens. You start noticing your own power. You start realizing your own potential. You start acting in ways that create opportunities instead of waiting for them. And let me tell you, it all starts with small choices. The decision to wake up earlier. The decision to learn instead of scroll. The decision to speak kindly instead of complain. The decision to do what's hard instead of what's easy. We must all suffer one of two pains. The pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Victims suffer regret. Those who reclaim responsibility feel the light weight of discipline, and it compounds into strength. Step 1. Choose to lead your life today. The moment you take ownership of today, you lead your life. Stop giving your energy to the past. Stop giving your power to others. Stop letting fear decide for you. Take the first step, no matter how small. It could be as simple as, I will take control of my actions today. I will make no excuses. I will do what I said I would do. Small steps become momentum. Momentum becomes progress. Progress becomes a life transformed. Step 2, use your mind wisely. Your mind is the control center of your life. Victims allow it to be filled with negativity, doubt, and blame. Those who stop being victims feed it with wisdom, vision, and solutions. Read, learn, reflect. Meditate on what matters. Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. When you invest in your mind, your thoughts stop controlling you. You start controlling your life. Step 3, take action without waiting. Nothing changes without action. The day changes when you do something, anything that moves you toward responsibility. Even small wins matter. Even imperfect action matters. Momentum is created by movement, not by wishing. Do the work. Face the hard tasks. Do what you know you should do and don't wait for motivation. Action is the bridge between victimhood and victory. Step 4, commit to consistency. The day changes, but the life transforms with repetition. Consistency compounds. It turns small, daily victories into unstoppable results. Victims quit after a setback. They wait for the perfect time. They stop showing up. You show up. You learn. You act again tomorrow. And the next day. And the next day. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying the basic fundamentals. Consistency is the cure to victim thinking. It is the proof that you control your life, not your excuses. The power of one day of taking responsibility can change everything. One day of saying, no more excuses, can shift your momentum. One day of action, clarity, and discipline can begin a life you once thought impossible. Because life isn't about avoiding struggle. It's about facing it. Life isn't about having everything perfect. It's about using what you have wisely. Life isn't about waiting for opportunities. It's about creating them, and that begins today. Don't let your learning lead to knowledge. Let it lead to action. So today, decide, I will no longer be a victim of myself. I will take responsibility. I will act. I will persist. And watch this. The day changes everything. Because when you change your approach, your thinking, your actions, and your choices, the life you've been waiting for begins to appear. The victim is gone. The leader emerges. The life of purpose, power, and freedom begins. Starting today, remember this. Your future is not something you enter. It is something you create. Stop being a victim. Take control and build a life worth living. Because the day you stop blaming, complaining, and excusing yourself, everything changes. Everything. Well, my friend, we've walked this journey together, step by step, thought by thought. We started by noticing the small excuses. We saw how victim thinking quietly takes root. We learned how to reclaim personal responsibility. We discovered how setbacks are setups for growth. And finally, we realized that one day of choice can change everything. Life will always challenge you. Life will always test you. But here's the secret. You are never powerless. You are never trapped. You are never defined by circumstance. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. The day you stop blaming, stop complaining, stop excusing, is the day you take back control. The day you choose responsibility is the day everything begins to change. Strength is not given. It is chosen. Discipline is not comfortable. It is earned. And freedom is not granted. It is claimed. So go forward. Face life with courage. Act with intention. Choose daily to be the person capable of creating the life you want. Because the moment you stop being a victim, your world changes. Your mind changes. Your habits change. Your life changes. And that, my friend, is the greatest victory of all. Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. Thank you for committing to this journey today. Carry these lessons with you. Act on them. And watch your life transform one choice at a time.